Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for December 12th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, this is my opinion. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read them for yourself and let us know what you think. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, real quick before we get into the news of the day, there's a great deal happening right now. If you are a new Amazon Music Unlimited customer and you sign up right now to their service that gives you access to a huge catalog of music, you can get an Echo Dot for just 99 cents. This is a pretty good deal. If you've been thinking about trying out Amazon Music Unlimited, for 99 cents you can get an Echo Dot. So check that out, link in the show notes down below with all the terms, conditions, and all that fun stuff in it. Alright, first news story up of the day. So, there's been so much talk about how, Hulu's raising its price, or Netflix raised its price $2 earlier this year. And, you might as well go back to cable. Well, we took a look at the current big cable companies out there, and it turns out Comcast, AT&T, and Spectrum are all raising their prices again. Yeah, so it's one of those arguments again, right? Oh, well, cord cutting went up in price. Breaking news everywhere. See it front page, all these news sites and articles and more. Comcast, AT&T, and Spectrum raising their prices as much as $10 or more a month on TV customers and bundle customers. You barely hear anything about it. So keep that in mind. Whenever you hear all that doom and gloom, like, cord cutting is coming to an end because, heaven forbid, Comcast raises its price, or Hulu or AT&T, all these other places, but they completely ignore the fact that DirecTV, Uverse, Spectrum, and Comcast's Xfinity TV are all also going up in price the same amount or sometimes even more in price there. So I'd love to know, how much did you save when you cut the cord? And what are you saving right now? I think for many cord cutters, you're saving about the same as you were last year at this point, or maybe you're even saving more because some services have not raised their price. Others have stayed about the same. So it's possible that as Comcast and others raise their rates, if you're a Sling TV customer, the amount of money you're saving now may be even bigger. All right, so next story up, Google's Android TV is getting a update, which would be the next generation Android TV. I'll explain a little bit more than that. And they're launching a new mini Android TV player. So Google's Android TV service has been kind of quiet in the world of cord cutting. They've really been focusing heavily on making it available to cable companies. A growing number, especially internationally, of cable companies are using Android TV as the operating system for their cable boxes. Well, it doesn't seem like it's fully dead in the world of cord cutting yet. We've seen the new NVIDIA Shield recently, which is great. Now Android 10 is rolling out. And most of the improvements here are not going to be ones you notice. It's not like a big user interface change like we saw about a year ago now, I think it was, when that was announced. This one is a lot about bug fixes, improvements, under the hood stuff to make Android TV much more usable. But they're also releasing a small micro, I guess I would call it, set-top box. It's not really a stick or a dongle, it's a set-top box for Android TV, but it's very small. It's a pretty nice little device here with a quad-core processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and 4K HDR capabilities. For a nice little package there. So if you're an Android TV fan, you were worried Google was going to walk away from it, which, I've talked about in the past that, hey, Google doesn't seem to be paying enough attention to Android TV. The good news for you is, no, they're not letting Android TV die. They are continuing updating it, and it's not just going to be a system for cable boxes. So I love it. I really hope they continue to develop it, continue to bring cool new features in, because I really want to see Android TV be one more competitor to drive innovation forward, push Roku, push Amazon, push Apple to keep developing there. All right, what next story up of the day? And let me know, are you an Android TV user? Why do you love Android TV so much? Leave us a comment. Maybe somebody here who's on the fence. So I get a Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV. Maybe you'll help them out. But one of the big concerns has been recently is with the completion of the Viacom and CBS merger into Viacom CBS, that Pluto TV would become a paid service. There's been a lot of talk about that. Viacom again came out this week and said, we intend to continue to offer a free streaming option and a paid tier. Kind of pointing to CBS All Access will be the paid side. Pluto TV will be the free side. And the CEO, Bob Bakish, of the new Viacom CBS was very clear. Hey, if you want to grow right now in the world of TV, you need not only compete on the paid end of it, you must compete on the free end of it. Pointing out that Pluto TV now has 20 million subscribers compared to just 10 million on all the paid sides. So forcing all those people who are paid probably wouldn't necessarily work, and they would probably lose a lot of ad revenue. Even though Viacom CBS stopped short of announcing any ad numbers, they have talked very positively about the ad growth of Pluto TV and the sales there. So good news to Pluto TV fans once again. I know it sounds like a broken record sometimes because they've been talking about this a lot recently, but almost every time I post a story about Pluto TV, I get a message, so when are they going to charge for it? According to Viacom CBS's CEO, they intend to keep it free. All right. Good news for Sling TV customers. The Longhorn network has been added to Sling TV. It appears to have been added to the Orange Sports package. I did confirm it here in Texas that it is live. I'm not sure it's going to be a national feed. It looks to be a regional sports feed that offers the Longhorn network here in Texas, Oklahoma, maybe some other areas. But good news, so if you are looking for an option for the Longhorn network, I know Fubo has it, but PlayStation Vue was the other big one. With it shutting down, Sling TV has gone and added the Longhorn network to their lineup. And I believe it's in the Sling Orange package with the sports add-on. I emailed Sling TV to get confirmation of that because they have yet to officially announce this. And when I learn more, I'll let you know. If you are a CenturyLink customer in Washington, you may be up for a refund. CenturyLink has agreed to refund over 650,000 customers for hidden fees and taxes as part of a settlement with the State Attorney General in the state of Washington. And I believe in total will be $6.1 million worth of refunds to customers for fees that they weren't aware of. It seems like a big part of this was what I've talked about before, right? You call into these cable companies, these phone companies, they tell you these crazy good deals on the phones. They kind of blurry mention that there is a fees and taxes, but they don't tell you really what those are. And then when you get your bill, it's $50, $60 sometimes or more than what you thought you were going to be paying. And so that seems to be what the issue here is. CenturyLink will have to now file compliance reports, keep recordings of phone calls with customers to make so the Attorney General can review them to see if they're properly disclosing all this. And if you are in the state of Washington, you had CenturyLink, and you think you maybe do a refund, there's a link in this post down below in the show notes that will tell you how to access that. So keep that in mind. All right, good news or maybe bad news, but PlayStation Vue is reportedly still up for sale. I've talked to several sources again this week who have confirmed that not only is Sony trying to sell off the intellectual property like we talked about earlier this week, where like, hey, somebody's going to buy the DVR tech, somebody's going to buy this part of the company, that part of the company to get the code base to maybe integrate into their systems. According to our sources, Sony is also trying to sell the 500,000 subscribers they still have. It sounds like no, not to keep the service going, but to be like, hey, let's just throw out a service. YouTube TV buys the rights. They'll migrate all the customers, create them a free month-long account, maybe just keep the same username and passwords, migrate it into YouTube TV as an attempt to try to convince people to sign up for YouTube TV. Our sources have told us multiple live TV streaming services are bidding on this. Maybe even some companies who are not live TV streaming services who are trying to bid on the code still. That's possible. I have been told that today is the day to submit the final bids for this technology and for the ability to get the subscribers there. But we may never know who won until maybe an app appears in PlayStation 4 because Sony's reportedly tying in the ability to get your app in PlayStation 4 as one of the winning bids there. So keep that in mind. But good news is PlayStation Vue is far from completely dead. Maybe if you're a subscriber, you may wake up tomorrow and find yourself with a free extended trial of a different competitor service. We'll let you know as we learn more. But if you want to learn more about the sale, check out the show notes down below. And who would you like to see buy them? YouTube, Sling, Fubo? Leave me a comment, let me know. Hulu is testing a brand new user interface. There is a new interface available on select Roku players. They're doing the little A/B testing where they give out the new user interface to a select number of customers. One of the big noticeable changes, instead of a vertical scrolling for all the information on Hulu, it goes into a horizontal scrolling on Hulu for Roku. So keep that in mind. If you do have the new user interface, Hulu has confirmed it to us that this is a beta test. They are going over the next few months, be testing out the new user interface with different features to see which one's right there. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on maybe a new user interface appearing on your Roku. I haven't seen it yet. I've got reports of it. I've had readers confirm it. But if you've actually got your hands on it, send me an email. Send some screenshots. Let me know. Go to corecardsnews.com. Click on the Contact Us. We'll reply back with an email address to send the pictures to. But let us know what it looks like. We'll love to see the new user interface. And hopefully next year we'll get a brand new user interface for Hulu. They'll be new and improved. And lastly, yesterday Sling TV has added DVR sport to ESPN channels, which probably also ties into the Longhorn network being added because it's managed by ESPN. But it seems like Sling TV's renewed their deal with ESPN, added the ability to DVR it, removed pretty much all restrictions on DVRs, so you're no longer forced into on-demand versions of DVR program. It can all go record, fast forward through commercials and more. So good news if you're a Sling TV customer, your DVR is even more powerful with fewer restrictions. And more importantly, you can now record that game on ESPN you wanted to watch. So keep that in mind. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Don't forget, 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live on YouTube answering your cord cutting related questions as part of the podcast. So we do our podcast just at the end of it. We'll answer a few questions. Sorry if you were trying to join the Q&A yesterday. The internet was not cooperating. We couldn't get the stream to work. But we'll be back next Wednesday for another cord cutting Q&A. I hope everybody has a fantastic Tuesday or Wednesday now, Thursday, whatever day of the week it is. It's been a long week. I hope you're all in the holiday spirits. I will see you tomorrow for Friday, and I'll see you later today for the Cord Cutting Podcast on Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern. Take care, everybody. I appreciate your support. I'll see you real soon.